Welcome back for another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Chiefs and the Bucs, both coming off big time losses. But before that, we have one more opportunity to have a shout out in a video next week. All you got to do is, if you think I'm telling the truth here, you let me know down in the comments. If you think I'm lying, go back and watch one of the other videos from today and you let us know which one you think is the truth, okay? So if you can't tell, I'm by myself. There is no Brad. And the reason for that is because we live here in Florida and we're putting up hurricane shutters. He happened to mishandle one of the shutters. They're metal shutters. And when it fell, the corner of it hit him in his head and it cut his head, put a pretty good gash in it. He's out getting stitches right now. And if you think that there is a 100% truth, you let me know down in the comments section. If you don't say anything. Go watch one of the other videos. Let us know which one you think is the truth, and you'll get a shout out in the video. All right, but now to get back to the video, Chiefs, Bucs, both these teams coming off of devastating losses. Chiefs lose by 3 to the Colts. The Bucs lose by 2 at home to Green Bay. And let's start with the Chiefs here, right? The Chiefs played a sloppy game from the very beginning. They had the Colts at a 3 and out on their first possession. Colts started the game with the ball and they had to punt, 3 and out. And then Sky Moore muffs the punt and the Colts get the ball at the 5-yard line or in the 5-yard line. They get on the board with the touchdown, 2 minutes into the game on the Chiefs. Now, after that, it was a defensive slugfest. The Chiefs continued to be sloppy on special teams the entire game. They're going to have to get that figured out. Now, obviously, if Harrison Butker is there, he is able to make a kick that Amendola missed in that game. And then there was another one where they had a fake field goal where they went to pass the ball. That didn't work for them. If Butker's there, they probably just kicked the field goal. There's 23 points. They probably win this game. But either way, Butker's not there. They have the errors on the field goal team. They have the errors on the punt team that definitely were, most of the factor in them losing that game. But if you look at it, the Chiefs offense wasn't able to get anything going. They weren't able to get into a rhythm. And Andy Reid said as much in the post-game presser, said that he has to do a better job as a coach of putting the players in a better position to get in a rhythm in the game so that they can get something going on offense. Now, the Chiefs defense looked very, very good. They were able to contain Jonathan Taylor for the most part. He got going a little bit in the second half, but that's what's going to happen when you're facing a team that runs the ball a lot, and Jonathan Taylor will run you down like that. We saw it a bunch in 2021. But for the most part, this Chiefs defense played very well all day long. They were putting so much pressure on Matt Ryan. I couldn't even imagine what the pressure rate for them was in that game. But they were getting home all day. Spagnuolo drawing up all the blitzes. And what really, it's unfortunate the defense played so well, and that was the detriment. Chris Jones, I don't know what he said, even as a Colts fan. I have no idea what he said. You don't usually see people, for just talking. He wasn't, flexing on him. Chris Jones wasn't flexing on Matt Ryan or anything. He was just talking to him as Matt Ryan was walking past. And it'll be interesting to see if it ever comes out what that flag was thrown for. But either way, a costly penalty for them. Matt Ryan and that Colts offense takes advantage, drives down, gets a touchdown on that drive, and puts the game away. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens coming into this game against the Bucs, who also have a very stout defense. And they showed up against the Packers. All right, there are only 26 points scored in a game that featured Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Now, Tom Brady didn't have his top 3 weapons. Aaron Rodgers doesn't have Devontae Adams anymore. But for the Packers, Romeo Doubs came to play. And he showed up in a big way for the Packers when they need somebody to show up. We heard in the preseason Aaron Rodgers talking about he really likes Romeo Doubs, and he showed it. Randall Cobb making some plays, veterans, some big-time third-down conversions for them. A couple of really big plays in that game for Randall Cobb. So let's come back to the Bucs here. That defense, for the most part, played really well. Outside of the couple of big plays for Randall Cobb, it was a pretty quiet game for the offense of the Packers. And so the Bucs defense is balling out, still one of the best units, definitely competing for maybe the best unit in the NFL up to this point in the NFL. We're only 3 weeks through, but they have looked very, very good. And they are very for real right now. Todd Bowles, as the head coach, is still dialing it up for the defense. But the offense definitely has to get things figured out. They're definitely going to get Mike Evans back from his suspension. Chris Godwin, it'll be interesting to see if he plays. I would guess probably not yet. They're probably going to err on the side of caution with him coming off of the ACL. He was coming back a little early anyways. Then he hurts the hamstring. So they're going to take their time with Chris Godwin. But getting Mike Evans back is going to be a big deal and should definitely help. It'll be interesting to see if Julio plays. What I saw is that he has a partially torn PCL. And we know Julio, one of the greatest receivers in NFL history, but the last couple of years has just had a bunch of injuries to the legs, those soft tissue injuries. Now you're talking about a partially torn PCL on a receiver in his 30s. I just don't see any way you can let Julio go out there and play. Like, I understand you might think you need him as a coach, but as a coach, sometimes you have to save a player from himself, no matter how great, no matter how much you need him, no matter how much Tom Brady's saying, I came back to win a Super Bowl, I need this guy. Sorry, man, you got to save Julio from himself. You can't let Julio go out like that. If he blows his whole knee out and then he has trouble walking for the rest of his life, that knee bothers him for the rest of his life, it's not worth that. So that's my rant for the day. And now it's time for my pick of the day. And I am going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs, coming off a game where they made a bunch of mistakes, a bunch of uncharacteristic mistakes. I don't expect that to happen again. I know they're going on the road once again, and it's hard to say Tampa Bay, Tom Brady, they're going to lose 2 games at home in a row. Yes, I do think they will because both of these defenses are very good. I would love to take the under in this game, whatever it is. I think both these teams are not going to be able to put up a whole bunch of points, but the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be the team in this game that gets over 20 and they win the game. And I would love to know who you think wins this game. Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you for the next video.